Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we're looking at Beautifully Happy. This is a free stamp set during Saleabration, and you can find it in the Saleabration catalogue, which runs from obviously now in January through to the end of February. And for every this is a double set, so for every £90 that you spend, you can get this stamp set absolutely free. So by spending, it means that you, if you buy any products within the mini catalogue or the annual catalogue, and you spend £90, you can pick this item absolutely for free. There are items for £45, and that is, let me give you the €120. So it's a really good thing to have if you're putting an order in and it happens to come to £90 and you go, oh, I really like that one. Take advantage of it. We're also using the sentiment from Covered in Sunshine, which is, I think it's this one. Okay, Covered in Sunshine in the mini catalogue, and that's on page 37. And it's May the road ahead of you be brighter than the one behind, lined with wildflowers and covered in sunshine. I just love that sentiment. I think it is just so beautiful. And that's the stamp set, which is Covered in Sunshine. And I'm just going to put these back on the shelf. And you can see it's a large stamp and it makes a lovely focal point. So we're going to use both of these ones and come up with a pretty card for you to have a go at. So first of all, we need to have a piece of, says me, I've just lost my, there it is. We just need a piece of cardstock, which is going to be our inside. Now I'm going to be using a mat, and then I just do, as I've always said, 1/4 inch smaller. Okay, so I'm going to do this, and I'm going to put it in on the center in Granny Apple Green, because I want it to all sort of blend in together. I could do it in black, but black will make it a little bit dark, and I don't want it to be, I want things to tone in. It's going to be floral, so we need to have it floral. So let me just put this down first, because then it gives us our center point. So this is going to come in on the center, or as near to the center as we can make it, just down in like this. Because once we've done that, that gives us our center point. So there we are. You can see, may the road ahead of you be brighter than the one behind, lined with wildflowers and covered in sunshine. I think that's just lovely. Go with whatever card you want to send. It really will be, you know, if everybody loves flowers and florals, then that's perfect for it. Okay, so we're now going to take out some of the flowers in the Beautifully Happy. This is an absolutely fantastic stamp set, because if you don't like colouring, which I know quite a lot of people don't, find it quite a bit of a struggle, or just don't enjoy it, then this is what is called a two-step stamp. So you've got your outline image here, and you've got your inside image and all of the little pieces that go inside. So really good one. We are going to use not the large, we're just going to be using the smaller flower today. I've done one with this, but we're just going to use the smaller flower, and we might use a few bees because I do like bees. So I need to get a smaller block, and we'll put this on here. And then I am going to, and I think I am going to, I don't think I'm going to do it in black. I think I'm going to do the whole thing in the Granny Apple Green and then fill it in, because then it's not going to be quite so what do you call it, quite so stark. I'm just going to pop my light on a minute because, as I say, it's that time of year where we've got a lot of rain and things, and I don't want it to be too dark. So I'm going to put this up fairly close, like that. And then I'm going to put another one up in the corner here. And then I can put another one in up on here. And another one in on the corner here. You can see how far out I am then, can't you, with it being centered. And then I'm going to put another one in on the center here, like that. And then I'm going to just tuck a couple in on here and in on here. Okay, then we're going to do, this one's going to come in on the center, and then we're going to do another one in here. I don't want them touching, so I'm just trying to do them in so that they don't touch, like that. Then we can have this one in on the center like that. That's going to come in on the center like that. This one I'm going to just take it at a bit of an angle, I think. That one like that, just at a bit of an angle. And we've got a couple of little spaces down here, like that. Okay, now you could just have it like that in one tone if you wanted to, but we're not. We're going to do all sorts of exciting things with this, and it is something that you need to sort of balance it out a bit. But we now need to take the inside. So we've got this piece, we've got these two pieces, and we've got this piece. So this is the piece here. And then that's the little piece that goes in. Is that the piece that goes in? That's the piece that goes in underneath, which I'm going to take out and I'm going to put on the top. And then there's a little tiny stamen for the center, which is lovely. It means, as I say, there is no colouring in at all. I'm just going to put these on here so I don't lose them because they're quite small. So I've just popped them on top of the case, and then I can now start taking the colours. So I have used, and I fussy cut out, some Melon Mambo and some Blushing Bride. Now I want to take some purple tones to go in underneath. So I'm going to use Fresh Freesia, and I'm going to use Gorgeous Grape. So let's start with, I'll put that one down there for a minute. I'm going to start with the, let's do the Fresh Freesia first, because that's going to be an easier one to work with because it's lighter, and then I don't need to clean my ink pad when I go on to the next one. So we're just going to literally ink that up, and in each one of these little spaces in here, we need to work it every other one. So if I'm doing, I'm going to do this one. That's going to be a darker one, so this one's going to come in on here. Then that's the darker, pale, darker. Pale, dark. Pale, dark. Pale, dark. Pale, dark. Pale, dark. Pale, dark. Okay, so that should be fine on there. So those are all our pale ones. Now we're going to use the Gorgeous Grape, which is a lovely purpley colour, and I just need to make sure that it's going to work at full strength. Yes, I think it is. So I'm going to put this in on the center here. And I might do one off actually. That's quite good. I'll have one in. And then this one's going to come off. So we've almost got 3 tones coming in, which is quite nice. That's going to be the darker one. That's going to be a paler one. That's going to be a darker one. That's going to be a paler one. Okay, so now we've gone round there on those flowers. We now have a little stamen, which is this tiny weeny little yellow one. And I'm going to take a really tiny block out for this, I think, because I think a larger block it's going to disappear on. So this is our little tiny block. Really love that we have blocks of all sizes, and even this is quite a big block for this little tiny weeny one, but that will work perfectly in there. So all I'm going to do now is to take this is Daffodil Delight, because that works beautifully as a center piece, and we are just going to do the little stamen inside each one of these. You can see how quickly it you can do it. So I'm just literally doing inside all the way round. It's not very easy to, the light is not very good at the moment, so I am struggling a little bit, a little tiny bit in on there. In on there, because I get a bit of a shadow, and that's why I say I try and do it in the daylight, but it's just started pouring down with rain and the sky has gone as dark as anything, so it's not the right sort of thing. So you can see how it really is really quick to build up the scene. So that's that, and then we've got this little tiny piece here, which gives us the stamen and the little little bud on the side. So I'm going to do the green part all the way around first, because I think that's going to be easier to do it that way. So we need to just literally take it in on the side, and then we can just do the bottom of this on here. Now I could, if I was really clever, I could do both bits at the same time, so I could do the light and the dark, but I know that I'm likely to misalign it or get the wrong bit, so I find it easier to do one piece at a time. But if you're pretty quick at doing these things, or can do both of them at the same time and don't worry about it, then you don't need to. You can just do you can do one bit at a time. You can do both pieces at the same time, is what I'm trying to say. But as I say, for me, it's easier for me to do one bit and the other, and then I know that I'm not going to get it onto everything. Okay, now I don't think there isn't any of the pale. There's only the dark one, because we've got the flowers on the pale one. On the fresh freesia is actually off, so I know I can do this one. Now I'm going to take it in on the side like that, get it the right way round, and then I can just do that on there. So that gives us the light and the dark on there. So I can just give it like that. And you can see, as I say, every little piece then has the colour on it, which I think looks rather nice. That there. And move it round this one. So there aren't that many of them, because not all of them are in on there. This one's just off the side there, so I can just do it like that. And then this one can go in on there. And then this one can go in on there. Okay, so we've done all of those. That one, yes, they are all done. Right. So you can see you've built up your lovely little scene on here. And then what I've done is, let's just put that on there for now. We've got, there's a rather nice little, just a little piece of splatter on here, which I thought might look quite nice with just a little bit of the green in. So let me see if I can find this little splattery piece. There it is. So let me just get this one out. And as I say, you could use all of the sentiments in here. There's a whole pile of sentiments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sentiments that you could use, so that would work. I just wanted to use this large one because I think it would work quite well. So I'm just going to grab the Granny Apple Green, and I'm just going to put a few little, where there's just a little space down the bottom, I'm just going to put a few little speckles in, because what that does is it just ties things up together and just brings it in just quite nicely. Put that one in like that. And I might just let's do one up in on here, one in on here, one in on this piece, piece on there, just one piece up on the top there like that. So you can see that's just sort of brought it all in rather nicely. Speckles are really good little things, you know, you can just bring things in really rather nicely. So now that is a one-dimensional card, which is fine if you want a one-dimensional card, but what I have done is I have taken, let's just put these up on here. So going to take these scrubbly bits out of the way so we don't have that on there. Put that on there. Okay, so that's the way our card is going to come down on here. And you could keep it just like that if you wanted just a one-layer card. But what I have done is I turned around and said to you, I've taken some of the flowers, and they were done in Blushing Bride, and they were done in Melon Mambo. And what I want to do is I want to just put some of them in over the top. So these are going to be, so I can put them in like that. Let's put these in like that. Just balancing them out to start off with to see how many I'm going to do. That there. Now I don't know whether I want to have, I'm not sure about having these two up on here. I quite like those filled in, and I might put these just in on the corner a bit. Let's do the opposites, and we want one of those like that. Then I'm going to have to, now if I do the opposites, I'm going to have two together, aren't I, on there, and two together on there. I think I might just do it like that. I don't know whether I want to have, you know, too many of them on there. We'll have a see as we play around with it. So I need some dimensionals, and we'll work as we go. So we want let me take the standards out. So that's a I wanted to put these in there, so that goes in between like that. And then we want a pale one. So that can then go in. I'm just trying to work in on here where the natural spaces are. So that's going to go in like that. Okay, so then we need this one. Is going to come in where there's that natural space in between here, because I don't want to cover up the flowers that we've already done. Let's make sure that I have it so that it's just out a little bit, so it's not in on the words. And then that pale one is going to come in on here, where there's that little bit of a space in on here. So that one can go in like that. Okay, so that's those four. And then I wanted to put some in on the space down here. That's got to be that one, hasn't it? Yes. Because we can put them at slight angles. So we'll have this one in on here. And that's going to come in like that. And then we'll have this one in on here. So that can go in there like that. And then I'm going to turn it round the other way so I can see the space in. Oh, I haven't stuck that down yet. I was just thinking, oh, it's sliding about. So this has got to be the pale. And that's going to come in on the bottom like that. So we'll put that one in the corner there. And then this one, that's better because I've got it at different angles, which is quite nice. I didn't want it to look too symmetrical. So this can then come in on this piece here, like that. Okay, so let's get it the right way up. Let's put this down on our base. Like this. So that can go really beautifully inside, like that. With the flowers and things on top. Now let me just find a card base. So that can go in like that on there, which will look beautiful. And then I'm just going to put the other two little flowers that are left just on the inside of the card. I'm not going to put anything else on the inside of the card at the moment because I'm not sure what I want to say, and I might just not say anything and have it as a just because card, which I tend to do quite often. So if I open this up, we can put these two little pieces just in together like that, can't we? That will work. So we can put that one in like that. I'm not going to press it down too much so I can wiggle it around. Just like that, I think. Those together. So you've got those in on the inside. Might have to put a little extra bit of glue in there. I think that'll work. And then you've got that on the outside. I think that looks really, really pretty because you've got all of the different layering and dimension on there, but you've got the lovely colours as well. So I hope you enjoyed that. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.